you've been in so many iconic movies. I would love for you to share some fun facts about them that we've never heard before. Are you ready to play the game?
Yes.
It's behind the scenes. Okay, fly on the wall moment. First thing that comes to your mind, something we didn't know. Encino Man. Okay. Yes.
Linkovich Tomovsky, or Encino Man, also known as, was played in the director's reel to get a green light to make the movie by none other than Ben Stiller.
What? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's so fun. Okay. School Ties.
I think that it was a film that came out at an important time in American history. It was released when there were people taking to the streets in outrage for clear good reason in Los Angeles because of the discord that comes from how we don't get along with one another. And this film was an example of what happens when we have less understanding and more open communication. It's a film that's, it calls out prejudice in the form of anti-Semitism. However, it has a lot of work, it did a lot of work for the time that it came out because of it being set in the 50s, and we had a sense of, remove from the 1990s to the 1950s. And we could ask ourselves, well, that was then, this is not now. But the truth is, there are social issues that are happening now. And it gave us an example of how we need to learn to get along with one another.
Yes, it's as important now as it was then. And thank you for making it. It's such a beloved movie. It is so important.
All right, pivot in genre. We're going to go to Airheads. I
mean, come on! Fact, I don't play the guitar. I don't think Adam played the drums. I think Steve could get by on bass pretty well. So when I told this to Michael Lehman, I'm not a musician, because that's fine. None of those guys are anyway. So he gave me the job.
And yet Adam went on to make lots of records. He's on tour right now, selling out like 80,000 people stadiums.
No, right?
So, I guess, just, oh my God. But I loved this time. I loved this movie so much. It's so good. Okay. George of the Jungle. Come on!
What do you want to know?
Like, how long did it take to get comfortable in a loincloth?
I never really did, to be honest. It was kind of naked.
Was it like body makeup,
Yes, I was spray painted like I was in an auto body shop every morning with a guy with a rebreather on. And it was broad comedy, great fun to do, based on a J. Ward property that was George of the Jungle in the 70s and the 60s. Was kind of like the Simpsons of its time, is it delivered subversive humor in a way that you weren't expecting to get a message across, but doing it in the guise of comedy. And so that set the tone for, a broad comedy like this to make sense that a guy that lives in the jungle and has a dog that's actually an elephant is entertainment.
Don't you think it's funny that when you're being airbrushed, the guy has like the gas mask on, but you're just standing there?
Yeah.
You're like...
and now there's a person there like doing one. And that's the coordinator.
I know. Thank you. Okay. A franchise of, establishing what everyone got hungry for. The Mummy! The Mummy!
We had no idea if this film was a horror film, a comedy film, a straight-ahead action film, a romance, an epic, and then just decide, well, all of it. Let them decide. And I guess they liked it.
I would say so. We used to have a genre called caper. And technology ruined the caper, because now you could just call and be like, run for your life, they're coming for you. Instead, we had to like get to the thing to save it.
Yes.
But you could have action, you could have adventure, you could have comedy, you could have romance, and you could have terror and horror.
And it wasn't in front of a piece of green cloth.
Exactly. I never could succeed at that.
You went to the place.
If I had to act to a tennis ball, I would fail miserably.
I'm really good at it.
You are?
I happen to be really good at it. You know why? Because in The Mummy Returns, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was just a piece of tape on a stick. When I did Looney Tunes back in action, there was a Daffy Duck, puppeted by Bruce Lanoil, and it helped so much for your eye lines. You don't have that. I'm looking at a piece of tape on a tennis ball.
Right.
Kind of feeling. You can interact with one another, which made perfect sense. And also, I have bragging rights to having worked at Daffy Duck properly in the flesh. Yeah. And by the way, Daffy is a real jerk, I'm telling you.
Well, you know,
I mean, Bugs, on the other hand, he's the Iceman, seriously.
I love Bugs.
I'm tight with Bugs,
Dude,
you know?
I raised my...
He really is a good guy. People go, what's he really like? No, seriously, he's a good guy.
I raised my kids on Looney Tunes, and I feel very
strongly... That's what made me want to act. I think everything you need to know about acting, you can find a lesson for in a Warner Brothers cartoon, particularly by Tex Avery.
Okay, thank you, Brendan. The Whale is in theaters right now. We'll be back.